and Azerbaijan, and most Armenian rivers are transboundary. Therefore, water management practices in Armenia may have a significant effect in the downstream countries. Transboundary river basin management requires cooperation between the countries. Cooperation involves dialogue, information sharing, and the common understanding of the monitoring data.
Information technologies and the data processing software are instrumental in improving the quality of decision-making. Information technologies facilitate the pressure impact analysis, which is an important part of the Water Framework Directive methodology.
At the moment, 5 water basin authorities are in the process of putting together water management plans. The plans are to be submitted for approval by the government in the year 2010.
Everyone must realize that we all use and pollute water, and therefore everyone has a role to play in water resources management. The key authorities responsible for water management should be aware of the importance of public participation. It's not just industries which should be involved, but also ordinary citizens such as vegetable and fish farmers. Everyone has a role and everyone should be involved because water is not only precious but essential.
In the Environmental Impact Monitoring Center in Armenia, state-of-the-art equipment is used to analyze water, air, and soil samples.
We have a very good team, all good professionals. I am proud of my colleagues, and I very much enjoy working with them. One way to improve data quality is avoiding cross-contamination by using disposable sampling bottles. These have already been used once. Water quality management is the main scope of the Water Framework Directive. New water quality standards are currently being developed in Armenia. The principles of the directive show the ways to define the standards and to improve the management system. It is not easy to introduce a new way of thinking, a new methodology. I think it will not happen in a year or two. It will take longer. Take, for example, our 2 pilot river basins in Armenia, the rivers Debed and Agstev. We are only just beginning to understand the complexity of the task for these 2 rather small basins. And what about the whole country? I think it will take us quite a while to introduce the approach of the Water Framework Directive into practice.
Georgia is situated in the western part of the Kura River basin. Within the Kura basin, Georgia is bordering Turkey, Armenia, and Azerbaijan, with Turkey and Armenia being upstream and Azerbaijan downstream. Therefore, water management practices in Georgia may have a significant effect in Azerbaijan.
It will be a challenge for Georgia to adopt the principles of the Water Framework Directive within the next 3 to 5 years. I think that it will take more time. We should be realistic about that.
New water legislation is one of the key issues. In Georgia, we are talking a lot about the need to harmonize our legislation with the EU directives. A number of projects have been implemented to help us to draft new environmental laws. But despite all efforts, progress has been very slow. We still don't have new water legislation. It's not yet adopted.
The Ministry of Environmental Protection and Natural Resources is trying to align Georgian water legislation with the European water legislation. The Water Framework Directive is being considered as a model.
The workshops held under the Kura project are very useful. They allow specialists from 3 countries to meet, jointly discuss problems and find solutions. I would also like to stress the importance of this study tour to Spain and Denmark. The things that we have learned about water management in Europe helped me to see new perspectives for Georgia.
Accuracy and precision of laboratory analysis is of paramount importance. Monitoring should deliver reliable results that decision-makers can trust. Harmonization of sampling and analytical methods, quality assurance are the key issues. This activity is led by monitoring expert Dr. Peter Ranchak.
We monitor water quality in the rivers every month. It is very important that under the Kura project, we do monitoring jointly with our colleagues from Armenia and Azerbaijan. This is the best way to harmonize the methods we are using for sampling and in the laboratory.
The booklet about the Kura River produced by the project has been well received in schools. School children are asking questions about ecology, how clean the river water is and why the Kura River needs protection. Azerbaijan is the largest and most populous country of the South Caucasus region. Lack of pollution control, dilapidated water infrastructure, water losses, growing demand for water, and the need to improve water quality management are among the key environmental problems of the region. A number of large international environmental projects have been implemented in Azerbaijan in the recent years.
Since the breakup of the former Soviet Union, the countries of the South Caucasus have made significant progress. Successful economic development in Azerbaijan covers all sectors, including regional development, water management, and protection of water resources, which of course require a new approach. But there is another problem. How do we value our water resources? I mean, the way we use them. On average, for a liter of water brought to Baku, about half a liter, if not half, then about 0.3 or 0.4 liter, is lost through leaks and infiltration to the ground. And the result is, I know this from the monitoring data, the groundwater table in the Absheron Peninsula has risen by about 22 meters in some places. That's unbelievable. The question is, why do we use so much water? In fact, we are using much more than we need. The problem is that our water infrastructure, canals, pipeline networks, and drinking water supply systems are not in a good state of repair. Because of that, water losses are huge. They are estimated at about 35 to 40%, but this is an estimate by those responsible for the infrastructure. I think it is a very approximate figure. I think the real losses can be significantly higher.
European countries have substantial experience in water management. It's very important for us to learn from Europe. It will help us to adopt European methods in our region, methods which are proven and produce good results.
In this respect, in Azerbaijan, some work was done some time ago. I mean, an attempt to organize a basin public council in the Alazani River basin. At the moment, the government is considering ways to create a new competent authority, which would be responsible for water resources management using the river basin approach in line with the principles of the Water Framework Directive.
Aiming at closer cooperation with the European Union, Armenia, Georgia and Azerbaijan agreed upon the European Neighborhood Policy Action Plans. Internationally funded projects help to build technical capabilities of the water agencies in the South Caucasus and to facilitate transboundary cooperation among the Kura Basin countries. The regional dialogue is also promoted by the Regional Environmental Center for the Caucasus established by the governments of Georgia, Armenia and Azerbaijan with support from the European Commission.
Unfortunately, countries put the environmental issues now not on the first place. Of course, it is in the countries, and therefore for this we need the more strong will from them. And we hope that now one of the best achievements of most organizations is that the countries working together within international processes, international projects.
The rapid economic growth in Armenia, Georgia and Azerbaijan is putting water resources under increasing pressure, negatively affecting the life-sustaining aquatic ecosystems, water quality and water availability. Although efforts are being made by the governments to control the human pressures, more needs to be done, especially in the following main areas. To improve national systems for water quality assessment and pollution control, including monitoring and reporting through adoption of the river basin management approach, to adopt legislation which would provide incentives for water users to reduce pollution and save water, to improve transboundary cooperation in the Kura River basin.
And as well, there was plenty of reasons not to, plenty of political reasons, historical reasons that the countries weren't sharing information, weren't looking at this as an integrated problem. If we can provide that incentive and that backdrop, which I think we are doing, I think we have a very good chance to see the countries move towards regional management of water and then begin to converge with European Union policy on integrated water resource management.
Nature knows no administrative or political frontiers, and this is especially true for a river, a lake, or a sea. It is hoped that efforts made by Armenia, Georgia, and Azerbaijan will soon lead to integration of the Water Framework Directive key principles into the water legislation and management practices to effectively protect aquatic ecosystems in the Kura River basin.